12th hackNY Student Hackathon. Yay! To kick things off, I'm going to introduce Evan Kors, professor at NYU, co-founder of hackNY.
Hi, welcome to NYU. Like Chris said, this is our 12th biannual hackathon. Pretty exciting. 2010, they're probably around the same number of people. We want to keep it the same size. We don't want to become a super hackathon, but it's really exciting to see there's still a lot of enthusiasm in the community. And let me introduce Chris, my co-founder.
Okay.
Columbia professor and co-founder of hackNY.
All right, hey, everybody. All right, how many people is your first hackNY hackathon? Hooray! Okay, how many people is your second? How many people is your fifth? How many people is like your 10th or your 11th or your 12th? Yay! Okay, good. So you can look around, you can see who are the people you can ask what on earth is going on. So for those of you who don't know what is going on, hackNY is a nonprofit founded 5.5 years ago to federate the next generation of hackers for the NYC innovation community. We run a hackathon once a semester. We also run a summer internship program called the hackNY Fellows Program. And you'll be meeting alumni from the hackNY Fellows Program all weekend long. How many people are alumni of the hackNY Fellows Program?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, and yous. Okay, so to tell you all the things that are going to happen over the next 24 hours, which are going to be super awesome, I'm going to introduce you to Eric Wu, who was with us at the very first ever hackNY hackathon 5.5 years ago. At the time, his job was Hackmeister for Yahoo, and we're now happy to have Eric as our first executive director for hackNY. So, Eric Wu.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the Pope after party. I'm just going to be running through a lot of the logistics and housekeeping for this hackathon. If you've been to hackathons before, they're all basically the same. And all this information is also going to be on the dev post. The URL is up there. And this time around, we're going to be using Slack. I know we'll be talking about that a little bit. So welcome. I'm going to thank our sponsors first and foremost. Without them, it would be much harder to throw hackathons like this. So thank you to our gold sponsors, Quotidian Ventures, eBay, MongoDB, and Datto. Our silver sponsors, PayPal/Braintree and BuzzFeed. Our bronze sponsors, Twilio and Andreessen Horowitz. And our in-kind sponsors, Flybridge Capital and Insomnia Cookies, who are donating cookies and our snacks, some of the tasty snacks we're going to have. Very important, yes. And we're going to have a special surprise at midnight tonight. You may be able to, actually, if someone can guess it, they'll get a prize. It's cookies, it is cookies, and there's something else related to something else that's happening now. You don't have to guess now. You can guess, you can make your guesses on the Slack channel, on the Slack that most of you are invited to now, but if you are not, definitely come up to us because that's the main form of communication that we're going to be using for this hackathon. So we're going to be pushing announcements out. That's also where you can find teams if you are lacking a team and you want to find collaborators. Our API sponsors are also going to be on there answering questions, also our technical ambassadors. So definitely hop on the Slack and talk and collaborate. Make your own channels, but just remember, code of conduct, be excellent to each other. The webcast, this is going to be streamed live. This whole thing actually is being streamed live right now through MLH. Our closing ceremonies will also be streamed live, and the URL for that is on DevPost. Wireless, guest 060 on NYU. We have some cool workshops coming up. If you want to get started hacking, Shai, one of our alumni, is going to be giving a hacker orientation. We're going to have a Node.js from Justin from PayPal workshop, and Sam, another one of our alumni, is going to be talking about React.js. All that is in the schedule also. It will be happening up on the 5th floor. Sleeping. Sleeping is semi-important in hackathons. We have a couple rooms on the 3rd floor, both male and female napping rooms. There are some cots set up there, so if you want to take a quick nap up there, you are certainly welcome. Dinner and food. So dinner is going to be served tonight at 7:30. What is the dinner tonight?
Tacos.
So we don't have lots of hackathons. Originally, it was like all about pizza and Red Bull, and we do have Red Bull, but there's not we're trying to move away. And this is New York City. Like, we have some of the best food in the world. Like, we don't need to have pizza all the time. That is true, but you've had it so much already, right? Try something different. Expand your mind. So yeah, we're going to be having lots of great meals coming up. That's all on the schedule also. Talking about submissions, so we're going to have demos right here at 12 o'clock tomorrow. Make sure that you are registered on DevPost, which is the way that we're going to be tracking all submissions and the order of all the demos. So make sure you're registered on there and by 11 o'clock tomorrow with all your teammates. Technical ambassadors. We have over 15, close to 20 technical ambassadors who have signed up to be here to mentor you, to help you through any technical problems you may have. They're here to help. If this is your first hackathon, we want to make sure that you're comfortable and that you're getting all the help you need. So they can all be found on the Slack channel. There also is going to be a list of them posted up on the dev post. So make sure you. There might be. They're all wearing red beanies with hackNY technical ambassadors on them. They also have blue wristbands. So find them visually or on Slack. They are here to help. Judging. So we have an incredibly strong group of judges this time around. We have the CTO of New York City Tech, basically. She will be here as one of the judges, and several others. Find them on the dev post and read about them on our blog. The judges do like being referenced and pampered and called out to. Sometimes it affects their judging. Again, with team formation, with Slack, if you don't have a team yet here, actually, can I get a quick some hands if people don't have teams yet? Okay, all right, still a fair amount. So, two ways. One is on the Slack. There's a channel called Looking for Teammates. Definitely join that and call out what you need and what you can offer. And also after this, after we wrap up opening ceremonies here, come up to the front and see me, and we'll all get together in a group, IRL, and see if we can hash something out and find some teams. So that's for people who are looking for teammates and also people who need teammates. Snacks, there will be snacks all over the place, mostly on the 13th floor. So we have all the rooms in this building, basically. They're all labeled with signs. 13th floor is the largest common area we have, and that's where all the snacks will be also. So if you need snacks, definitely go up there, and we have volunteers up there as well who can help you with anything. Okay. So like Chris talked about earlier, our fellowship is now open for applications. We've done the fellowship for the last 5 years. It's a super awesome program. Hannah here has a unique perspective on the fellowship as one being a fellowship alumni and also a mentor to the fellows and also an employee of hackNY. So she's seen it from all different ways, and she can sort of give a little bit more perspective on what it's like to be a fellow.
Yeah, so I'm Hannah, and like Eric said, I have been part of the fellowship in a whole bunch of different ways. In 2014, I was a fellow. I'm seeing a lot of my classmates. You should sign up. In this year, I got to be a mentor to the class of 2015 fellows, which were just an incredible group. How many 2015 fellows do we have in here today? A few. No? Oh, they're all volunteering. That's one of the things our alumni do a lot, is help out at our hackathons. And I see a lot of alumni here, like Chris mentioned. And now that I work with hackNY as program coordinator, I've been really honored and really excited to help plan the fellowship. This past summer, we had an excellent time. I think one of the most important things about the fellowship is the way you get to experience the New York tech community in an incredibly unique way, more so even than if you had a traditional internship at one company. So this summer, we heard from all kinds of speakers. We have a twice-a-week speaker series where we hear from people in the community. Some of the highlights were Jonah Peretti, a CEO of BuzzFeed, Lori Segal, who is a tech reporter with CNN and completely brilliant about the tech industry, Amin Ra Mashariki, who is He leads the New York data analytics team, and it had this incredible perspective on big data and how that's changing the country and the world. We also had the opportunity to sit down in a circle with the partners at Union Square Ventures and just chat about the future of tech for an hour and a half. It was pretty amazing. And we're planning, equally awesome things for this coming summer. Like Eric said, our applications open traditionally on this day at the hackathon every year. So if you go to apply.hackny.org, you can sign up right there. We can't wait to read your applications. And the best part of the fellowship I wanted to talk about for one more minute was our alumni. Our alumni have gone on to do things like found startups, become engineers and artists, and really leaders in the community. And we get to hang out with them quite a bit through the program, which is great. Our 2015 fellows this year had their first dinner as official alumni last night. We had a great time, and I think we're all really excited about welcoming the class of 2016. So everyone should apply. We can't wait to meet you.
All right, let's jump into our API demos. So traditionally, we have APIs from startups around New York. As hackNY, we are here to support the students and also the New York tech community, which means startups. And so these are companies who have APIs that you can work on for this hackathon, and some of them have prizes at the end also, but we just want you to get interested in the technology and see what you can do with it. So first up, we have BuzzFeed.
Featuring Clem, alumnus from 2010.
First class ever. Can I can switch back to the screen? All right, so for those of you who are looking to ingest a lot of content, any kind of content, we've exposed our API for this hackathon today. So you can go, if you go to buzzfeed.com/hackathon, you'll find this page, which is a simple GitHub gist, and it will tell you exactly how to access the API. The cool thing about this is that we've made it very, very easy for you. There is no authentication step. It's fully scalable, and you can use it on the back end, and it supports JSON-P as well. So you can use it straight from the front end if you want to. There are 3 different endpoints. Any feed page on BuzzFeed, you can get to it using this endpoint. So /news, for example, /LOL, whatever feed page on BuzzFeed, you'll get a JSON representation of it. Any article on BuzzFeed, you can get the full content of the article using this API right here. And then a comment section is also available if you want to play around with that. So good luck. The last thing I want to say is we're hiring, so if you're interested in working for us, we'll be walking around. We have a booth right there, so come and talk to us. Bye. Good luck. I was a fellow at BuzzFeed. I've been there since then.
What are you?
And now I'm director of engineering. I'm still there.
Next up, we have Cassidy from Clarify.
Hello. Oh crap. Okay, sorry. Hey. While this is plugging in, hi, I'm Cassidy. I'm a software engineer and developer evangelist at Clarify, spelled with AI at the end because artificial intelligence. What? Is it working? Oh. No. What is this? What's happening? Nice! Okay. Hello. All right. So the Clarify API is super cool, and it basically lets you kind of train your applications to see. So you can test it out if you want at clarify.com, and it's super rad. Basically, you can get different concepts, and you can get different ideas from your images or videos. And so I'll explain it a little bit further. So we have 4 REST endpoints and a bunch of API clients so far. There will be more. So our endpoints are token, which gets you an access token, straightforward. Info, which gets you like the information about the state of the API. These are the boring ones. Feedback, where let's just say you get tags for an image or something and they're not right, you can provide feedback and that trains the engine a little bit further. And then tag. And tag is my favorite endpoint because that lets you get tags for any given image. And so I'm going to show that to you really quick if I can figure out what the heck is happening. La 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 la. Okay, so I think this is just being dumb and it has multiple desktops going or something. Notice me. Oh, sorry, this is extending my desktop. I'm sorry, I promise I'm usually better at this. How do I fix it?
What are you trying to show?
I'm trying to show my thingamajig. That's the technical term. And
Trying to show this screen up here.
yeah,
It's,
got it.
okay.
Cool. All right. Sorry. Okay, so let's just say I have this picture of a super cute cat. I can make, and so I can make a curl request. I just got this access token right here. I can stick the URL in there, and then I can stick that in my terminal. And then when I do that, if the internet is helping, hang on one second. Oh, I didn't close the quote. Thank you for saying that, whoever did it. Okay, stick that in there. Then that gets all the tags for the image. If you'll notice, it has cat, animal, ginger, cute, portrait, all this stuff, and it has the confidence levels for that for each of those tags. Whoa, yeah. So what some people have done, for example, last week at hackNY, there was someone who took tags for Instagram pictures by, they took all of the photos that you liked of Instagram pictures, they got those photos, got the tags for those photos, and based on the things that you liked, let's just say you liked a beach and salmon and, I don't know, cabins or something, it could predict vacations that you might like and then recommend trips like that. So I'll go back to this thing. We also have different clients. We have iOS and Android starters that let you just kind of plug in and play. We have a Python client where in 3 lines of code you can get tags for any given image, a Java client, which also works on Android, and a Node.js client. And then we also have some JavaScript and Python ones for custom training. So custom training means that you can create your own concepts. So let's just say you want to have, instead of giving it a picture of a car and getting things like car, driver, wheel, speed, things like that, you can get, you can make your own concepts like different brands of cars. So I made a quick demo for that. Holy crap. Okay. Where'd my thing go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I made Cassidy's car shop. Woo! So I gave it these 10 images. You can train positive images and negative images. I gave it these 10 images of Ferraris, and then I also gave it 10 images of non-Ferraris, like Hondas, Toyotas, Subarus, that sort of thing. And so if I go to Imager, and then I got this picture of a Ferrari here, I can stick it in here and it would tell me like if it's a Ferrari or not. And so, whoa, this car is worthy of Cassidy's car shop. But then I went over to the Honda subreddit and got this one. Then I submit a car. Oh. So you can create your own concepts. You can do all kinds of cool things. There was another team at hackNY that trained Tinder, where as you swiped right, it would be positive, and as you swiped left, it was negative. And it trained it for you, and then it swiped for him. So there's lots of options. So if you check out Clarify on Slack, I put a little sign-up URL that gets you extra API credits. We do have a free plan, but this one gets you like 5,000 more API calls, so use that. And you can tweet us, Clarify Dev, or you can email hackers@clarify.com, and we'll be answering any questions you might have. Thank you.
The Clarify API is really good. We had a couple fellows there this summer, and hearing what they were working on was really exciting. Next up is Etsy with another one of our alumni, Gerard.
How does this work? Okay. It's so hard to see my screen. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see that okay? Okay, maybe some of it. Well, all right, can you hear me? Cool. What's up? My name's Gerard. I'm a software engineer at Etsy. If you don't know what Etsy is, it's an online marketplace where you can buy and sell handmade and vintage goods. You get a lot of really interesting things on Etsy, such as Halo swords, if you're into that kind of thing. These dolls that are made from roadkill. You get shirts of your favorite memes, and of course, you can get a onesie with your least favorite rapper crying. So, if you're into that kind of stuff, you can buy that on Etsy. But obviously, we're at a hackathon. I'm not here to tell you what you can buy on Etsy. I'm here to tell you what you can do with our API. So, if you go to etsy.com/developers, we have tons of documentation. It's really simple. It's RESTful. It has everything you might want. The API calls are super simple. They're along these lines, so trending listings, you can search for listings, you can get an individual listing, shop data, pretty much anything that you can do on the website. No OAuth, all you need is an API key. So you can build things like this, which, there we go, have nothing to do with Street Fighter, but are cool anyway. I don't feel like telling you what this does. It's kind of stupid. Stupid hack I made. We also have a real-time API. It's called PubSub feed. And if you wanted to build something with real-time data from Etsy, you could totally do that. I built this really simple thing that just shows you all of the listings that Etsy sellers are updating and creating. So this is happening pretty much in real time. We get lots of updates and lots of new listings all the time. So if you wanted to tap into that, yeah, you get some really interesting stuff, which is really awesome because the images are the best part about the Etsy API. And I imagine that if you combine it with Clarify, you might get some really interesting things. So I really hope someone does something with that. And that's pretty much it for me. I don't want to waste much of your time. I'm on the Slack channel as GRARDB ambassador. I'm in the Etsy channel, so hit me up if you need any help. And that's all for me. Thanks.
Awesome. Next up, we have Presto. It's a hardware startup here in New York.
Hello. I'm Sumit Thadani. I'm the founder of Presto. And how do I put this? So I'm just going to bring something up. So essentially, Command F1. Yeah, sorry. All right. Here, let's just reload that. Okay, I don't know why that's not. I seem to have lost the internet. Because really the video is like it's really important to show the video. Sorry guys, technical difficulties here.
Do you have audio for this? You're showing a video?
No, it's just
okay.
video. It's just video. Okay, we can't really get the video to. We can't really get the video to work for some reason, but essentially what we've built is a gesture recognition system on the smartwatch. So if you hold your hand up and you wear a smartwatch, an Android Wear, and you snap your fingers, the software will recognize that you snapped your fingers. Or if you flick your fingers, the software will recognize that you've flicked your fingers. And there are other hand movements that we recognize, and you can use this to do app development on your smartwatch, or you can do app development on connected devices like your phone, or connected devices like your lights, or whatever you want. So we're loaning out 10 Android Wear watches so that you can develop using those. We expect those back, and we're going to judge who built the best API best app using Presto API, and we'll give away one of the watches to the winner of our sort of mini contest. Just to give you a little color on how all this stuff works, I just want to show you guys the API a little bit so that you guys have some familiarity with where to go and stuff. And is there another computer that I could, because all the stuff is on the web.
Yeah, you can just use.
Can I just use this one?
Mouse.
There's the video. Okay, so it's so essentially, like you can see a hand going up and down. You can use this as a cursor to yaw and tilt information, and then gestures like snap, and you'll see more in a second. But and that's the other gesture we do is twist. If you click the Getting Started on Android section, it's super easy. There's a very hand-holdy guide on what you need to do. We've even written some code for you so that you can like make the exact code that you need to write. It's all folded. What you can copy and paste from this.
Please, quiet down.
You should be able to get something up and running in less than 30 minutes, and then you'll have functions that look like this. You'll get on snap and on flick and all that, and you can just do whatever you want from there. So yeah, that's it.
Next up, we have MongoDB, and just to reiterate, he has 10 Android watches that are available for checkout from the hardware lab. Shai is going to be talking about the hardware lab in a few minutes, but we have in the hardware lab those Android watches. Also, if you need more power strips or extension cords, you can also check them out from there. And if anybody wants to hack on a Keurig machine, we have a broken one. You can do whatever you want with it. You can try and fix it, or you can hook it up to something. Let us know. We'll put that Keurig machine in the hardware lab.
Ooh. Let's just mirror the displays, actually. Cool. All right. So. Hey guys. How's it going? So my name is Rahul. I'm at MongoDB. So what is MongoDB? What could MongoDB be? That was my joke. It's a bad joke. Are we a t-shirt company? No. We're a database. We use JSON, which is a great format to represent data, document-style database. And we have support for all these different languages. So one of the great things about MongoDB is if you want to write something, if you want to hack on something, there's probably a driver that you can write in your native language to interface with it. And it's very, very nice. These are huge community-supported projects, and we will be offering a prize for the best use of MongoDB, which will be an Amazon gift card and a chance to go to MongoDB World. So just wanted to give a quick demo. So you start up with MongoD, start your database. So I'm listening on port 27017, and I connect to it with my shell. So I have a shell open. I'm connected to my database, which is running on my computer. So I can show the databases, and I have a test database. I'll use it. All right. So we have in this database a collection of all the zip codes in the United States, along with some data about each one. I've basically looked for one of the documents in here just to give you a sense of what's in this collection. So we have the ID is the zip code, the city is the city which is associated with, and then there's a latitude, longitude coordinate, population, and the state which it comes in. And we can actually look a little bit more at this, and we can see there's just a lot of this stuff, right? We can keep iterating through it, and we get a lot of data. So you might want to do something interesting with this, right? You could, let's say you wanted to find out where we were. So you would do db.zips.find1. And does anyone know what zip code this is? 10012. So we do ID is 10012. And we would find that this is where we are. This is our zip code, this is our population. What happens if like a baby is born at the NYU hospital? We need to up the population. So we can just update real easily. And increment the population. Screwed up that. Increment the population here. And as you can see, if we do the db.zips.find again, then we will see that our population has incremented by 1. The baby's been born. It's really nice. Yeah. But what else can you do with MongoDB that you can't necessarily do very easily with other things? A feature that I really like to use and that's like really cool for hacks is actually the geospatial indexing. So we can look to find what are all the different zip codes that are near us, that are actually sorted by proximity to us. So I've actually looked up you can see the location that we have here. We want to find locations that are near where we are. We run this query, and bam, we have all the different zip codes with all the different locations sorted by their distance from us. This could have a lot of applications. I mean, you could use Etsy to like figure out where things are coming up, and then you could then use that in your rule for clarify to figure out where stuff is going, and then you put it all in MongoDB. So cheers, guys, and happy hacking.
Thank you, MongoDB. Next up, we have JW Player from Pablo.
That's my second desktop. Yeah, I could probably do that. Yeah. Just like bust this up and mirror it though. It doesn't want to mirror, does it? All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hi everybody. My name is Pablo. I'm here with JW Player. We're the world's leading open source video player and video platform. So for those of us who know us, we're pretty well known for having an awesome HTML5 video player, still a little bit of Flash, and you can do cool things with our JavaScript API, like create this 3D video cube. These are all live JW players. You can do 3D transforms in HTML5. It's fun. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. What we're a little less known for, but certainly are driving a lot of video views on our JW platform, which is our hosting and streaming service. So you can upload your content to us, your video content. We handle all the transcoding and web delivery, and we have great APIs for that. So if you sign up for a free JW Player account, you can get some API keys, which you can then use our REST-ish API. It lets you manage content, lets you manage cloud-hosted players, so you can edit your video player configurations, and those will just get broadcast to wherever those players have been published. So it wouldn't be a hackathon demo if I didn't do some some live coding here. So give me a chance to embarrass myself and my company. So I've downloaded the Python API connector kit. We have one for PHP. We have a few other ones. They're not quite public yet, so just come to me and have one for Objective-C and Java for Android and iOS, and things like that. So okay, so we've got our API set up. Those credentials, I don't know if you guys can see here. Okay. Credentials you got from your free JW Player account that gives you 5 gigabytes of hosting and 25 gigabytes of streaming and all the API usage you need. So what do I want to do here? So how many videos do I have in my account? So I'm going to do a quick API call, JWP API call, and I'll just do videos list, and I get that response. Print it out. All right, so what do I have here? Thinking, internet, there we go. All right, so I've got nothing there. So that's not too useful, but that's what I would expect. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create an upload call using the Python API. So upload JWP API call. I'm going to create a video. So video is create. All right, and I'm going to print that out. Okay. Oh, API not found. Videos create. Excuse me. All right. So what I've done here is I've asked the platform to give me a place where I can upload my piece of content, and it gave me back the address, protocol, path. So I could just construct this into a big old URL and do a post to it, but because we're not mean, we've created a little API endpoint in the connector that lets you do it. So I'm going to do that. Upload, and we're going to do upload. We're going to use that link information in there, link, and then we're going to give it the path to a file. So I just happen to have this file here, test.mp4, and do that, print that out, and let's see what happened. Okay, so now what I've done is I've uploaded a file, and let's see if if we can see the file in our list of videos. So that initial video call, videos list, response. I've got a ton of typos here, but copy paste solves everything. Excuse me. All right, go. Okay, so there it is. So if you look at the status, it's processing. That means that it's up on our servers, going through our transcoding pipeline. But if you then go back to my account here and look at the content, there it is, test.mp4, and you can see that our little test video is a little Pixar preview. So you can do all sorts of cool stuff once it's up there. You can create video players. You can modify the embeds. Hit me up if you want to use video in your applications, and thanks very much.
Thanks, Pablo. And finally, we have Lindsay from the NYC Open Data team. So the city of NYC has a ton of open data sets that are really interesting, and we thought you guys would have some interesting applications to use with that data. Did you need a
Yeah, should I use this one?
All right.
Hello. Hello. I'm sure you guys are all really excited to go find that Keurig machine and take it apart. So I will be quick. My name is Lindsay Molyneux. I'm the Deputy Director of the Mayor's Office of Data Analytics. And like Eric said, part of my job is to talk about New York City open data. The other half of my job is to work internally with the city, so like with the fire department, NYPD, sanitation, to take internal city data to drive city operations. So how many of you have ever used the NYC Open Data Portal before? Raise your hand. Nice, nice, okay. For the rest of you, how many of you have eaten at a restaurant? Come on, there's more. Okay, it can be pizza, it's okay. Ridden in a taxi. Plan on starting your own small business one day. Don't be shy. Okay, awesome. So you are all potential contributors to or consumers of NYC Open Data. So what NYC Open Data is the city of New York, which is incredibly rare around the world. We've decided to make our own internal city data public. It's your city, it's your data. And we publish it to the web in a machine-readable format. So technical specs, there's an API. A lot of the data is in JSON, CSV, different machine-readable formats. What's more interesting is the actual content of the data and the fact that for many of these data sets, no one's ever used them for anything, which is very cool, right? It's the first time that smart, hackery, innovative minds have maybe looked at data from different ways or put data sets in ways that have never been done before. So there's an incredible opportunity here. So thinking about those use cases that I just gave the examples of, we have over 1,300 data sets on the portal. So restaurant inspections. If you're interested in not getting food poisoning and thinking about restaurant inspections, we have that data set online. Taxis, taxi trips, an incredible amount of taxi data available to look for patterns and see what kind of insight you can glean from that information. The opening a small business, I think, is another example of the power of this portal. So my team was tasked a little while ago to create a market research tool built entirely from open data, to basically create something from scratch using data that already existed. One of the things that we realized is that a lot of these data sets have incredible unpacked data that only programmers can really get at. So one example for this market research tool that we were putting together is there's this question, can we find out where all the bookstores are in New York City, right? So New York City doesn't license bookstores. You don't have to go through some kind of test to become a bookstore owner. What we did have when we realized looking at all this internal data is Department of Buildings, if you're going to put a big sign on a building, you have to let them know, right? So that you can say that you're correctly making sure that the sign is fastened and that you have all the proper lighting so it's not shining in your apartment window. What you also have is you have to put what's the text on the sign. So we used some regular expressions and did some parsing and basically were able to find all of these bookstores based on what they had put in their sign. So like books, probably a bookstore, right? Bookstore, also probably a bookstore. And I was excited to hear everyone start murmuring when someone mentioned confidence intervals. We were able to basically do some probabilistic matching and say, with a certain amount of probability, these are all the bookstores of New York City. It was data that had always been there, but just nobody had looked at it for another use case. So this is the kind of stuff that's here. So I hope that you guys have a look. You can either search for different keywords. There's an official list. You can also just browse, which can be very helpful. I'll be around to answer any questions for a while. And I hope you see something very exciting for you to use. Thanks.
Okay, looking forward to see what you guys come up with the open data there. So almost wrapping up now, just talking quickly about prizes. We've changed our categories a little bit. All the information is on the dev post. We still have our first, second, and third place, our famous 8-breaker hack award. We've added a best hack design. So to get you guys, you designers in the mix, we will be recognizing the best hack design. The best use of an NYC startup API, we want to encourage the use of those. Best hardware hack, of course, lots of hardware in the MLH Hardware Lab. Best first hack, so if it's your first time, your first hackathon, please enter that category. We want to see what you come up with, whether it doesn't have to be the most super awesome, technically impressive thing. It can be, we want to see you learn and grow and network and collaborate with everybody else. We also have sponsor prizes. So we have 4 sponsor prizes in addition to our prizes. They're from MongoDB, Datto, PayPal, and Twilio, and they have all various prizes that are listed on the dev post. And now I will hand it over to Shai, who is going to talk a little bit about what MLH can do.
So I'm actually going to break the rules of presenting at hackNY a little bit. The rules of presenting at hackNY is that you do not use slideshows. You have to live code, which everyone's done so far, but I'm going to break that rule. So bear with me. Yeah, I deserve that. I should be live coding. All right. So yeah, I'm Shy. I work for Major League Hacking. I'm the deputy commissioner of MLH. My day job involves supporting hackers and hackathon organizers all across the globe. But I don't think that's actually the most interesting thing. I think the more interesting thing is that I was actually a hackNY fellow as part of hackNY 14. I'm there in the corner, hiding behind Kyle. And hackNY was something that was really personal to me, and I'm actually super honored to be back here and up on the stage. And being up here, I know that there's two groups that we really need to recognize right now. Before we go any further in this hackathon, there's two sets of people that need a round of applause. The first one is, if you're a new hacker, raise your hand. Everyone here who's a new hacker is incredibly brave. I want you to remember back to your first experience, your first hackathon that you went to, and remember that that was kind of scary. And I really want you to give a giant round of applause to those new hackers. Make sure if they ask you for help, you help them out. Make sure to look out for them, and really welcome them to our community. Second group of people that we need to thank. There's been an amazing team of Hannah, Eric, Evan, and Chris who've been putting countless hours into making sure this event happens this weekend, and there are tons of volunteers here that are also giving up their time to make sure that you have amazing food, you have an amazing time. All of the crazy, brilliant things that you're going to look back on fondly are directly a result of the sleepless nights that the four of them have been putting in. So let's give them the biggest round of applause yet. All right, so like I said, I work for Major League Hacking. We are the official student hackathon league. We're able to actually support all sorts of hackathons thanks to our partnerships with Dell and Intel. We're really proud to be here at hackNY. hackNY is an official Major League Hacking event. It's one of 150 sanctioned events that are taking place around the globe. By being here at hackNY, you've joined a global community of hackers basically everywhere. So for every hackathon that you go to, including this one, by participating, you're actually earning points for your school. Every hackathon that you go to will get you more points for your school. And at the end of the season, the school with the most points gets this ridiculous trophy that's yay high, has a built-in fog machine into it. It's the most absurd trophy that I've ever personally seen. I think people here might be excited to hear that the University of Waterloo won last time, but I think the room is even more excited that Rutgers got second place. So yeah, keep going to more hackathons. So what are we all doing here? Why are we here? I think that hackathons are this amazing opportunity to push yourself. Hackathons have changed my life, and I think hackathons can really change yours. Don't be here. While you're here, really challenge yourself. If something looks difficult, go for it. That's a perfect reason to work on something for the weekend. You're in a position where you are surrounded by smart people who are more than willing to help you. So what should you expect this weekend? There's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be happening. We're going to be running cup stacking later at night. There'll be an announcement about when that is, and we'll have some prizes for that. We're giving away Jawbone Ups, which are fitness trackers. We've got some amazing cool talks. Plugging myself here, I guess. Normally I'm not giving a talk when this slide goes up, but yeah, we've got some fantastic talks coming. And even cooler, we have this awesome thing that Unhackathon did that Hannah is actually going to jump in and tell you all about.
Hey, I'm back for 1 second. I'm here to talk about Springboard projects, which are something we've just added this year. Unhackathon is a nonprofit, and this is one of the things that we run. I see some Unhackathon t-shirts in here. Sweet. So hackNY is the first hackathon to run the Unhackathon Springboard projects. They are projects sort of like tutorials where you will start with a kit of wearables parts or a technology like web crawling or learning Go or WebSockets. and you will use that to learn something and then build from it. So you'll create a project in 3 or 4 hours and then spend the rest of the hackathon building something really great from it. So if you go over to room 102, which is our hardware lab room, you can see our Unhackathon volunteers. I see Hayla and Addie. They'll be here to get you hooked up with really awesome hardware to try out. We've got these really great wearable LCD screens to attach to hats, which you can then Bluetooth into your phone. And these really awesome LED sequins that you can use, as well as a bunch of online-only projects. So if you would like to learn something new, you should check it out. Head over to 102. Thanks, Shai.
I'm constantly impressed by like how high quality the design and the thought leadership that comes out of Unhackathon is, so definitely go check it out. We've also got a really cool hardware lab, so this is pretty exciting. We know that hardware is really expensive and that everyone kind of wants to try it out, so we have a hardware lab here that you can check out anything that's in there, totally free of charge. We'll just take your state ID. Hopefully you won't need to drive anywhere while you're in New York, and we'll trade back once you're done. We've got some really cool stuff in there. There's the GitHub Student Pack, which is this whole host of educational resources. Go check it out. It's at github.com/education. We've got Oculus Rifts. We have Dell computers if your computer is being spotty and you need another laptop. We have Muse headsets, which are like these brain wave sensing headbands. Thalamic Myos, which are like gesture controllers. Leap Motions, which are like finger detection systems. Arduinos for those of you who want to do circuits. We've got Spark cores for those of you who want to do wireless circuits. And then we've also got a few prizes for a couple of the items. For the best Pebble hack this weekend, actually, we've got Pebble Steels that we'll be handing out. For the coolest domain name, I'll give you a domain.com swag bag. And then we also have terabyte hard drives for the best use of AWS this weekend. So there's a whole lot of stuff in the hardware lab. It's basically like your birthday, right? So there's a whole host of awesome stuff. For the first place winners, the second place and the third place, you'll get some amazing medals. And then first place is also going to get some tablets in addition to it. Not an Oculus Rift, sorry. Okay, so this is really important. And I actually want everyone's attention. We've briefly talked about this, but the event has 2 code of conducts to follow. There's the hackNY code of conduct and the MLH code of conduct. Major League hacking events are safe spaces for everyone. Everyone here has the right to hack and the right to be here and the right to be comfortable while they're here. The TLDR of the MLH Code of Conduct is be respectful and that harassment and abuse are never tolerated. If you feel uncomfortable, come find a hackNY volunteer or a hackNY staff member, or come find myself. And we'll make sure to address the situation. If you'd like to remain anonymous, we have an anonymous incident reporting hotline, or you can email us. And you can check out both of those code of conducts at the dev post, and the Major League Hacking Code of Conduct is right there. So we clear? Everyone good with being respectful this weekend? Yeah? Yeah? All right. Last thing, and then I'm going to give back the podium. I'd actually really like to take a selfie. I love taking selfies, so let's everyone stand up and kind of squeeze together and get a photo. We cool with that?
Good job, dude.